Honey, did y'all hear what's going on? People are getting sick and tired of Blue Ivy. They said she is spoiled as they don't know what. Yeah. The sister Solange, said she's spoiled. But I don't understand how the sister can complain about Blue Ivy being spoiled when her son is off the chain. I mean, he is buying escorts. He's showing up to LGBT events, being rude to the gay people. I mean, he's just off the chain. I think they're both parenting is horrible, if you're asking me. But I came across this video, and I think you guys want to see what's going on in the Carters dealing with how they raise their kids. They said it's out of hand. Check it out. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. And do you guys think Blue Ivy was out of place at the Met Gala? Do you think so? Comment, let us know.
She's a manager. She's my manager, too.
I know that's right.
She's a little boss. I see myself in blue all the time. She's a little Capricorn like her grandma.
Dad. Yo, with that?
To your elbow.
Daddy and daughter.
Everybody already knows that Blue Ivy Carter has basically been treated like pop culture royalty since the day she was born. But now people are starting to wonder if all that fame and luxury may have created a whole different monster behind closed doors. And according to the whispers floating around Hollywood, the signs have allegedly been sitting in plain sight this entire time. Rumors are now spreading that Solange Knowles is completely over the billionaire family behavior and has supposedly been privately calling out Beyonce and Jay-Z for how Blue is being raised. And apparently, whatever people thought they saw during that viral Met Gala moment was only the tip of the iceberg. Y'all remember when Blue allegedly caught an attitude after being asked to remove her sunglasses on the carpet? Well, insiders are claiming that behind the scenes, things are way worse than the public even realizes. According to the gossip, Blue has allegedly become so used to getting whatever she wants that people around the family are starting to treat her like a tiny CEO instead of a regular kid. Folks online have been bringing back those old rumors from the Renaissance World Tour about Blue making diva-style demands backstage, and now people are saying maybe those stories were not exaggerated after all. Some are even joking that Blue runs the Carter household like a mini dictator, while everybody else just follows instructions. Now, whether that is true or not, one thing that makes this whole situation even crazier is the fact that Jay-Z himself basically predicted this years ago. During a special edition of Oprah's Masterclass, Jay openly admitted that he already knew his daughter would probably end up spoiled. He literally said, "I imagine I'll take things I learned from my mom and things I've learned from raising my nephews and apply that. I'll probably have the worst spoiled little kid ever." And now people online are dragging that quote right back up and saying, well, maybe he wasn't joking after all. Because according to these alleged insiders, Solange supposedly feels like the billionaire lifestyle has created a bubble around Blue where nobody tells her no anymore. And honestly, when you compare the way Solange raised her own son, Daniel Jules Smith Jr., you can kind of see why people think the sisters may have very different parenting styles. See, Solange has always tried to present herself as the more grounded and strict parent. She has spoken multiple times over the years about wanting Jules to understand real life, appreciate money, and stay humble despite growing up around fame. She never wanted him fully trapped inside that Hollywood bubble. And according to people close to the family, that difference in mindset created tension because Solange supposedly believes Beyonce and Jay are way too soft when it comes to Blue. Now, before anybody starts acting like Solange raised the perfect angel either, absolutely not. People online were quick to point out that Jules himself has been involved in plenty of messy situations lately. The internet exploded after leaked group chat messages surfaced where Jules allegedly shared very private details about his relationship drama with Sky Jackson. In those leaked messages, Jules claimed that he and Sky had been romantically involved before things ended badly because of cheating accusations. Then people got even more uncomfortable after he made some disrespectful comments, bragging about the relationship afterward. And that was not even the end of it. Social media also started buzzing after Jules was linked to Tommy Lee, which turned into another huge online conversation because of the age difference and all the chaos surrounding it. So naturally, critics immediately started saying Solange should probably focus on her own house before judging somebody else's parenting. But despite all that drama, people who defend Solange say there is still a major difference between being rebellious and being spoiled. Solange has always been very open about believing in discipline, structure, and making sure her son understood consequences. She even joked before that she would give Jules a proper whooping if he stepped out of line. And while some people may disagree with that style of parenting, others are now saying that maybe Solange is looking at Blue's lifestyle and worrying that too much privilege without boundaries could turn into a disaster later on. And honestly, the more old clips and stories people dig up, the more this entire conversation keeps getting messier and messier. Everybody is now debating whether Blue is simply confident because she grew up famous, or if years of being treated like untouchable royalty may have created a serious attitude problem behind the scenes. On the complete opposite side of things, Blue Ivy Carter has basically been surrounded by billionaire luxury from the second she entered this world. We are talking about a child who reportedly had custom-made designer outfits, personal glam teams, private security, and expensive gifts before most kids even learn how to spell their own names. People still bring up that famous gold rocking horse story because to the average person, that kind of lifestyle sounds completely unreal. And according to the rumors floating around Hollywood, Solange Knowles thinks this level of non-stop luxury is exactly how kids become disconnected from reality. Insiders claim Solange supposedly feels like Blue is constantly being treated less like a regular child and more like a full-grown celebrity executive whose opinions run the house. And apparently, that has caused some tension behind the scenes with Beyonce because Solange believes Blue gets away with way too much. Now, one thing the internet keeps bringing back up is those Manager Blue moments that went viral online. People laughed at them at first because they seemed funny and harmless. But now folks are looking back and wondering if there was actually some truth hidden in those clips all along. One of the biggest examples was that famous moment at the Grammy Awards where Blue appeared to shush both Beyonce and Jay-Z while they were reacting during the show. The internet exploded because people could not believe this little girl was confidently correcting two of the biggest celebrities on the planet, like she was the one in charge. Some fans thought the moment was adorable and showed confidence, but according to gossip blogs and insiders, that clip allegedly reflected how Blue acts at home too. Reports have claimed that Blue is extremely comfortable telling adults what to do because everybody around her treats her opinions like executive decisions. And honestly, once Blue joined the Renaissance World Tour, those manager vibes only got stronger. People started whispering that Blue allegedly was not being treated like just another dancer in the production. Rumors spread online, claiming she supposedly had special backstage accommodations, private spaces, and VIP treatment completely separate from the rest of the team. Now, nobody truly knows how accurate those stories are, but social media definitely ran wild with the narrative that Blue was acting like the little boss of the entire operation. And according to these alleged insiders, Solange supposedly feels uncomfortable with how much influence Blue already has at such a young age. The concern is really not even about fame itself, but more about what happens when a child grows up believing nobody can ever tell them no. Because once somebody gets used to unlimited praise, unlimited money, and unlimited attention, people worry that reality can hit very differently later on. Then came the conversation that really got social media heated. When Blue appeared during events connected to the Mufasa, the Lion King rollout, some people online started debating whether her styling choices looked too mature for her age. Critics pointed to the glamorous gowns, full makeup looks, and polished red carpet presentation, arguing that the industry sometimes pushes celebrity children into more grown-up images way too quickly. Now, to be fair, a lot of fans defended Blue and said she simply looked elegant and professionally styled like many celebrity kids at public events. But others argued that constantly praising a young celebrity for looking older and more mature could create unnecessary pressure. People online were saying there is a huge difference between dressing fashionably and placing a child into adult-level public scrutiny before they are emotionally ready for it. And of course, once that conversation started, critics immediately connected it back to the larger accusations that Beyonce and Jay-Z let Blue have way too much freedom because she is treated like royalty by the entire family. Because honestly, it is not just her parents showering her with praise either. Blue is adored by practically everybody around her. Matthew Knowles once made headlines after joking that Blue could become anything she wanted because the family had the resources to help make it happen. He famously said, if Blue Ivy wants to be a doctor when she grows up, then they would figure out how to buy a hospital. Then he joked that if she wanted to play basketball, he already owned a WNBA team she could play for. The internet immediately reacted because people felt like those comments perfectly captured the level of privilege surrounding Blue's upbringing. And then there is Tina Knowles, who proudly celebrates Blue every chance she gets. Fans have noticed that anytime Blue paints something, dances on stage, attends an event, or even simply walks a red carpet, Mama Tina is right there hyping her up online and calling her brilliant, talented, and gifted. She has even jokingly referred to Blue as the manager multiple times, which only added more fuel to the ongoing internet narrative that everybody in this family treats Blue like the boss.
My beauty guru and my manager, Miss Blue Ivy Carter, has instructed me that I needed to dye my eyebrows because they have little gray strings in them. And so that's what she's doing. And I can't wait to see the end results because right now I look like Dracula's movie or somebody. Yeah. So here we go. I'll show you the finished product.
So now the internet is completely divided. Some people think Blue is simply confident, talented, and growing up under a microscope that would overwhelm anybody. But others believe the nonstop praise, luxury lifestyle, and constant validation may allegedly be creating a dangerous level of entitlement that nobody in the family wants to admit publicly. Now, rumor has it that behind closed doors, Tina Knowles treats Blue Ivy Carter like the ultimate golden child of the family. And according to people online, all that nonstop praise should be making Blue believe she can do absolutely no wrong. Every single thing Blue does gets hyped up like it is the greatest moment in history. And critics are saying that kind of constant validation can seriously go to somebody's head over time. But out of all the stories and rumors floating around, people keep saying the moment that truly locked in the spoiled brat allegations was Blue's recent Met Gala appearance. Because, baby, social media has not stopped talking about it. First of all, the internet immediately exploded over Blue allegedly attending, despite the Met Gala's long-discussed age restrictions. Since 2018, reports have stated that the event generally follows an adults-only standard, with guests typically expected to be at least 18 because of the nature of the late-night fundraiser and celebrity environment. But this year, people started claiming there was suddenly more flexibility for teenagers attending alongside their famous parents. And chilly, the internet wasted zero time turning that into a conspiracy theory. Folks online started joking that a special Blue Ivy clause had magically appeared just so the Carters could debut their daughter on one of the biggest celebrity carpets in the world. Now, whether that is actually true or not, the rumors spread fast because people already believe celebrities operate under a completely different set of rules than everybody else. Now, to be fair, other people defended Blue and pointed out something important. They argued that she is still a teenager growing up under constant cameras, nonstop scrutiny, and impossible public expectations. Imagine having millions of strangers analyzing every facial expression, every outfit, and every little reaction you make at that age. A lot of fans believe people are projecting adult narratives onto a young girl who is simply trying to navigate life while growing up famous. Still, according to alleged insiders, Solange Knowles supposedly has real concerns about how Blue is being raised inside that billionaire celebrity bubble. Reports claim Solange has allegedly encouraged Beyonce to keep Blue grounded as she gets older and starts entering more elite Hollywood spaces. Because once celebrity kids become part of that social scene, the pressure, privilege, and entitlement conversations only get bigger. And honestly, can anybody really say they would turn out completely humble in Blue's situation? Let's be real for 1 second. This is somebody who was born into a billion-dollar empire, had stylists and security around her from childhood, traveled on private jets, and grew up with the entire entertainment industry treating her parents like untouchable legends. Most people would probably end up carrying a little attitude too after living inside that kind of world their entire life, which is exactly why some people are saying this conversation should not even be about blaming Blue at all. Critics argue that if there really is a diva mentality developing, then the responsibility falls on the adults around her, because at the end of the day, Beyonce and Jay-Z are the ones who introduced her to global fame at a very young age, placed her on giant stages, and created an environment where almost everybody around her constantly says yes. And according to these rumors, that is supposedly the exact point Solange has been trying to make behind the scenes. Not because she dislikes Blue, but because she worries about what happens when somebody grows up completely shielded from consequences and real-world experiences. Insiders claim Solange supposedly looks at the situation and thinks, what happens later when the world stops treating her like untouchable royalty? Now, whether any of these rumors are actually true or just exaggerated internet gossip, one thing is clear. People are completely divided on Blue Ivy. Some believe she is simply a confident teenager living under a microscope, while others think the billionaire lifestyle may be creating a level of entitlement that could become a problem later on.